Hi, this is Simon from Fingers on Plastic. Right before TFN, our admin Barry put up some TFYTC homework. I'm not going to record this video 6 times, but I am going to chuckle at Barry for recording his video 6 times. And he said it was a nice, quick, easy one. It's basically the whole do looks matter. Do you buy your figures because they look like what you remember from the cartoon, the comic book, does it matter? And I remember thinking, yes, no, maybe. It's not easy. So, for example, he used the Ultra Magnus. So if you go back to 1984, which some of us can, I remember getting things like Optimus Prime and loving Optimus Prime as a child. He was the man. But now we've got things like MP10 and Magic Square, which, let's be fair, are a tiny bit better figures than what Optimus has, but he still, to me, has a bit of nostalgia factor. So G1 figures, I've got like the Insecticons, because I like the Insecticons. I've got Dinobots and Bruticus, but I'm not so much bothered buying G1 figures anymore. Magnus being the example. In fact, I'm not sure if we're allowed to ask questions in these, but can anyone think of a G1 figure where the robot was better than the vehicle? You know, it had articulation. It wasn't just a vehicle that then was made into a robot. Because I can't. But then, so here we are years later, and our options are better. So for example, here is War for Cybertron Siege Starscream, and I think he's great. I love how he looks, and he does look like cartoon. Obviously he's got a bit of added damage. I mean, damage is probably another discussion altogether. Maybe that's the next homework. Do we like damage on figures? Because these guys are 4 million years old, so I've always wondered why they always look pristine. But then, do we want pristine toys? Anyway, off topic. I like how he looks. He looks good. At TFN, I bought some Prime figures, and here is Ultra Magnus. And in robot mode, he looks naff. Let's be honest. But I still bought him. I like his vehicle mode. So does it matter? I was given Jetfire here. And Jetfire is beautiful. He's slightly broken, so he can't actually transform. I did try, and there's a little pin that falls out. But he was given to me. Thank you, Matt. And I absolutely love him, and he's just going to stay in robot on display, and he looks pretty much exactly like he does in the movie. Look at the detail on this guy is amazing, like stunningly good. So, you know, I wanted to buy him. I was going to buy him when I got given, because he asked me about boxes and things. When the toy first came out, it was a blocky mess. I did not like it, so I didn't buy it. So, do looks matter? Not really. Maybe yes. Gigapower do beautiful Dinobots. Absolutely beautiful Dinobots. Do they look like the cartoon comic? No, they don't. They're sort of upgraded, hybridized, but they don't look like they used to. They're sort of updated. I'm going to run out of battery. Son of a... Where was I? Gigapower do amazing looking Dinobots. And this sort of looks like the toy I had when I was a kid, but upgraded. It's better. It's more beautiful. It's certainly more articulated. It's a better figure than what I had when I was a child, and I love this. So did I buy it because it looked like the comic or TV? No, it reminds me of it, but it's better. MP10, I love the MP10 mold. with masterpieces, I love them. They look like the trucks and the cars. And I remember being a little bit disappointed when Ironhide and then or was it Ironhide Inferno or Inferno Ironhide, they sort of stripped away all the detail, all the extra detail that sort of added to the real world, because I really liked that update. The Zeta Toys Combaticons aren't accurate, but I love them. I think they're amazing. I love the fact that Swindle's now a Hummer. We'll never talk about Brawl's Treads, but I love that set. It's a great, great set. So no, they don't matter. So overall, I think I just want figures that look good, have enough about them to remind me of the character that I liked, like Bruticus, Snarl, Grimlock, Swoop, Optimus, but they don't necessarily have to, you know, be exact. Like, yeah, the Masterpiece line sort of disappointed me, and now everyone's going towards the cartoons, and so now we have like the Bumblebee, the real Bumblebee, and the real Wheeljack, although they've done a cartoon Wheeljack, but I just cannot justify £65 for a figure I've already got with less paint. Prowl, although to be honest I think Prowl needs to be redone. I think Prowl, if you look at him now, he's aged, and if you look at the back of his legs and things like that, so he's not a particularly good example. I still like him because he's a good figure, but he's aged, so probably needs an update. But I'd rather them update him with like the real world, but instead of going maybe an updating and going back to less detail, I like the detail. So do the looks matter? Yes, no, maybe. No, I don't think they do. I think we're just, well, I'm after a good toy that I like, that I figure I can mess with, because, I mean, Giga Power aside, because, like, although you can play with him, Grimlock, you can't really play with Grimlock, or Swoop. You can play with the Snarl, the rest are just sort of for looking at. Look but don't touch, like my grandmother used to say. I've just done a video about him and put that up. This figure amazes me, and he looks spot on. Like, he's perfect in every way. I just wish he was a bit bigger than my thumb because it made him difficult to transform. This Wheeljack mold is fantastic and looks like the cartoon, and it's not quite there. How about for Prime? Wouldn't it be cool if a third-party company redid a whole load of Transformers Prime figures? Wouldn't that be awesome? Anyway, veering off again. You know, I've ranted now for so long I've forgotten my point. Did I have a point? Probably not. Do looks matter? Fans Toys, Terminus Giganticus. He's a big-ass mother lover. And he evokes the look of Omega Supreme. So, if he didn't, I wouldn't have bought him. Which is why the question becomes tricky. Overall, no. Like I said, I just want a good figure that sort of reminds me of the character. Maybe it's updated in some way, but it fits with the rest. I want a figure that flows with my collection. Which is my answer. That's it. I'm done. Barry, I'm sorry I didn't catch you at TFN. I did not realise you were on the stand next to the adult soap. That wasn't adult. Well, some of it was kind of adult. But I'll catch you next year. Anyway, that is it for this video of my TFYTC homework. Thank you very much. Homework. Missed again. I'm going to end up pressing the stop button 6 times. Oh, seriously?
Robot.